Welcome to Daniel Reviews. I'm Daniel Goodwin, and today we are looking at this. The Saker 3-in-1 vacuum cleaner. Alright, I want to be upfront and say that I was asked to do this review, and I was going to say no. However, when I read the product description, I noticed that it mentioned it was utilized a brushless motor, and I was intrigued by that, and I told them flat out, look, I'll do an honest review, but you know, I'm not going to sugarcoat the good or the bad or the good, I guess, in that case. But also I wanted to review it because I have this to compare it to, this to compare to, and this to compare to. So I got some tough competition. Let's get into it. All right, let's open it up and see what we've got inside. I should point out this was shipped to me via Amazon, and it is for sale on Amazon. I will probably include the link in the description below. So let's get into it. All right. Comes in simple cardboard box, just slides open like that. Comes with a little carrying pouch. Not particularly, you know, is it dust on it? Not sure. I don't know if that shows up or not. Yeah, so you got a carrying pouch. You've got your USB-C, as I expected, charging cable. And you have, oh my, an assortment of tips and brushes. Look at this. So many to choose from. This. That's probably part of the vacuum filter, I bet. Let's take a look. This is interesting. Okay, yep. This is like a mini floor nozzle. Very tiny, but appropriate. And here is the unit itself. Okay, yeah, that's okay. Interesting. It's got the Saker logo on it, and make sure that it's fully charged before use. Long press 3 seconds to start up, it says. I'm just reading this here. And then press short to switch to high grade. Interesting. Well, we will get this charged up. Maybe peek at the instructions. I'm not a big fan at reading instructions to begin with. I like to see how intuitive the product is before I have to go to the book. But we might look at it while we're charging. We'll see. While it's charging, you can see that it is illuminated with a red glow to indicate it's charging. Here's the instruction manual. Comes in English and German. Deutsch. Basically, a couple of warnings say don't suck up liquids with it or corrosive objects. Good idea, always a good idea. Do not suck up flour, starch, talcum powder, as this kind of dust will block the filter, which it indicates is HEPA. That would be interesting if true, causing it would cause a sharp drop in suction. And do not use the vacuum cleaner without the HEPA, otherwise the dust may cause damage to the machine. When you're in the air blowing mode, use a mask and an eye mask for protection. And when using the extraction vacuum, don't exhaust it for a long time to avoid overheating and burning the machine. Interesting if true. Alright, the voltage is a direct current 7.4 volt. It's got a 2 times 2000 milliamp battery. It's rated for 80 watts. This brushless motor, it keeps saying it's brushless. Rated for 80 watts with a peak of 120. And let's see, it's I'm not sure about that vacuum degree. We'll consider that. It takes about 4.5 hours, it suggests, to charge, and it can discharge in 15 minutes on high, 25 minutes on low. If true, that's pretty good runtime. We'll have to check that out. Move on. Yeah. They've got basically the vacuum cleaner mode versus the air blower mode. Alright, I hope this thing is charged up soon because I really want to get into this. And when it's fully charged, you'll see the light has turned green, which means it's fully charged up and ready to go. Alright, quick overview. So this is of course the canister that will collect all the dust that it sucks up. To open it, it's pretty straightforward. You twist and slide off. That's kind of I think pretty much a standard. This is the HEPA filter. It comes right out. You would just dump the contents and reinsert the HEPA filter, which is just kind of a suction fitting in there. Then you would slide this back on and turn till it clicks. Alright, pretty straightforward. It's interesting how this tip for the vacuum is kind of a rectangular, like a curved rectangular shape. It's kind of interesting and not, more round than I'm used to. I wonder if there's some benefits that come from that. Possibly. We'll see. So to start with, I think we're going to try to get this into blower mode because I want to compare it. Yeah, and that's very cool. Compare it to the other dust blowers that I showed and see how it compares. Basically, to switch from suck to blow, just like on Spaceballs, you take off the vacuum attachment, select your desired tip, just the tip, put it on the side, and then you just kind of twist it as, whoops, if I do it right, you put it in and twist it, so then, yeah, it's secure. Alright, I think she's ready to not bad. That's, I think, in regular mode. Yeah, there it goes. I'm impressed. That's a good start. Let's see how it goes from there. Alright, let's do a little test. So first of all, let me show you what's inside this cardboard box. This is full of AAA batteries. There's each of them has a 5-pack, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 50, way for math, 50 AAA batteries inside this box. And I'm just going to turn this on and see if I can move it. This is on regular? Not really. What about on high? Maybe. Oh! She's moving. Interesting, just that one side wanted to go. Oh, there it is. Whew. Okay. That's something. We'll see how it compares to the competition. So, real quick, this is a little cordless duster that I picked up off of Temu. According to this, it has very similar specs to the Sakir, 5-volt, 2-amp with a 120-watt max peak. This is a 120-watt max, but the difference between the two, well, there's probably lots of differences, but I know for sure this is not a brushless motor. This is using a brush motor. It has a ramped up time. Also, this has a much finer tip than this one. This one is a little bit different. Unfortunately, I just don't have this exact same tip to compare to. I don't know if I'll do the test with both, but I have the feeling it's not going to move this thing of batteries. Let's go. it's not doing anything. Let's take that off. Nothing. All right. I kind of knew that was going to be the case. This one is pretty much junk. Well, I mean, it just doesn't have that kind of power. All right, let's compare it to the Makita compatible 18-volt model that I reviewed in a separate demo. This has pretty much a similar sized diameter opening in the tip. The difference, of course, is that this is much longer versus the short one here. So in theory, that should produce more pressure, longer, at least higher velocity, I should say, produce a higher velocity. But this is 18 volt, so you would think this should have a significant advantage. Let's see. Wow. Oh, okay, there we go. Look at that. I'm actually surprised. One, this is noticeably louder, and two, it's really not moving that battery case very much. I would have guessed that it would have. I would have thought that would have done better. I'm not kidding. I'm a little surprised at that. All right, and then just for completeness, I'm going to show the Makita XGT 40 volt cordless blower, and I expect to blow this thing completely off the workbench. We'll see. There it went. So, not a surprise. This is a massive upgrade in power. However, these two stacked up really, really well. Really, really well. This is a brushed motor. This is a brushless motor. This is 18 volt. This is, I think, 7. So I'm kind of impressed by that. I will try. Okay, for this next test, I found my bag of goodies that came with this Makita compatible 18 volt, and I just wanted to put the hose on and turn it from suck to blow so that it would essentially mimic the vacuum feature that I'm going to test on the Secure. But first I want to just test it on this one and see how it does. Definitely not enough to pick up the backs of batteries. And we can kind of pick up the manual, but still not enough suction to do that, which is probably not surprising. But we're going to do essentially the same test with the Secure and see if we can get enough suction to lift or move this box. I'm guessing with this angle, that's probably not going to happen. No dice on normal. Let's try. Well, you can definitely tell it wants to. Oh. I got it to move a little bit, but okay. Not going to lift up the box of batteries. I'm not sure what would be. Let's try this one. See if more surface area is the answer. I don't actually. This probably won't work at all because of the design, but let's just try it. Yeah, it just doesn't. This particular attachment doesn't form a seal due to this slit on each side here. So never mind that. We will move on to the last piece. Again, I don't think this will work, particularly because this is a fairly heavy box of batteries, and this is a very small vacuum. So let's give it a go. Nope. Okay. Nope, it won't lift the box of batteries. It could slightly move it when you didn't have an attachment, but to be honest, that's a pretty tall task for something like this. For comparison, well, I know it'll pick this up. Let's just show you though. No problem, right? Well, mostly no problem. That's on normal. No problem there. Alright, we're going to do a little vacuum test. I am making a mess on my workbench. Oreos. I figured that's a pretty good test for a vacuum, right? Like, at least my kids are always leaving crumbs. And me too, come on, I'll be honest. I definitely am a partaker of the cookies, so kind of my fault too. We're going to try to vacuum this up. We got some pretty big pieces here. Maybe I should break that up a little bit more. Let's just see what it does. Okay, that's doing a lot better than I would have expected from just normal mode. I didn't even have to put that into high like that. Oops, I probably shouldn't shake it out of there. That's not a smart idea. The way it works is this trap door swings open when there's suction pulling it open, but if you shake it, yeah, it will pop open and then you'll lose some crumbs. They don't just fall out on their own, but if you do stupid things like that, it'll drop them. Hopefully without making a mess. How to empty this canister. I think it's just as simple as unscrewing it. You do have to pull out your HEPA filter. Dump the contents. I do have a little bit of Oreos are a bit clumpy. There we go. Probably good enough. And then what I would probably do, this is the metal filter that I put in there. What I would probably do if I really wanted to get this super clean is I would blow this off outside. I'm not going to do that right now, but there we go. That'll do. That'll do nicely. Okay, so we've moved out to the truck. I wanted to use this on some of the harder to reach areas of my car because I felt like a small vacuum like this would probably be ideal if it'll work. So let's give this a go and see. Hopefully this is showing it. My camera's not great for close-up work, but honestly, this is really, really good. This is a lot better than I thought a small vac like this could do. I probably wouldn't want to vacuum my entire car this way. Let's see, you can definitely see some spots there. And this is on normal, this is not on high. And it's doing pretty good. Okay, what about in the seat? Let's just take a look here. I would say from an attachments perspective, this works fine. I kind of wish it did have a small round tip. They have one that works for blowing. I don't think it would attach with the vacuum, but this is definitely doing a good job. I'm just going to do the driver's side because that's actually dirtier than the passenger side, but hopefully you can see the dirt that's there. A lot of loose, just, you know, junk, rubbish. This thing's going to take care of that. Again, apologize if the camera angle isn't the greatest. I'm trying to do this one-handed and film. But what I can tell you is it is sucking up all of the loose gravel and grass and sand and whatever else is in here. It is doing a very good job. A very good job, indeed. So we just sucked up, you know, both floor mats, the passenger and driver side. This is how much dirt and stuff got caught in there. I don't know if it shows real well. But point is that there's actually lots of room in this bin. I could have kept vacuuming in the back and probably would not have filled this up. So this is a great car little spot clean vacuum. Just to keep in your car. You can just have it charged on the USB port and vacuum every so often. You may never have to drag your shop vac out. So one criticism that I would have on this, and that's this trigger system. I don't like that it's a you got to press down and hold for like 3 seconds before it kicks on. Then you got to click it again to go to high, and then again to go to turn off. That's not. I've never liked that kind of style system. I'd much prefer either a sliding switch that goes from 1 to 2 and off. You know, I think that's better. Or even just a trigger, the 2-stage trigger. You know, press in halfway for regular suction and blowing, or all the way in for high. I think the press and hold, I just don't like that. I hate it when one button tries to do everything. I think that's less than ideal. So that's my only real nitpick with this. Otherwise, it's very impressive. Lastly, here we're going to do a run test. I'm just going to turn it on full full suction on high and see how long it runs. Right, well, let's wrap up. To be honest, I'm impressed. I was not expecting to think very highly of this. I honestly thought it was going to be just a clone of this air duster that I got off of Temu for $25, something like that. And so I was not holding very high expectations for this model, especially since they were sending it to me to review. I always approach those things kind of skeptically. But both from you know, air dusting, blowing ability, and certainly vacuuming, it really impressed me. It's very usable in the car, cleaning out the floor mats. Very usable in picking up lots of little crumbs and whatnot. I was not expecting that. I think it's a tremendous little unit, and I don't say that lightly, because I want to point out some flaws. I really can't, because for its size, you know, you saw it blew the box of batteries across the desk a little bit. That's pretty good for this small of a device. Even that 18-volt Makita didn't do it. For vacuuming, it's got good suction power. Yeah, I mean, this is a good unit, again, for its size. It is brushless. You can tell because it doesn't have that wind up when you start it up. I mean, pretty much has full power within a second. That's very important and critical. This one is, of course, brushed and never reaches the peak this one does. I would say if you're looking for a small vacuum or duster like this profile, this size, I would recommend this one. It's really good. It's really useful. For pricing, I'm going to have to look up and see how much these go for, because I honestly don't know. I think it's in the 50 to 70. I think at 50 it's a good value. 70, you just start wondering, like, what else can you know, does it make sense to get up to that $100 mark? But honestly, there's not much that I've seen above this before you get into, you know, really crazy expensive and start getting into a small shop vac or something. So yeah, I think it's a great model, good value, and I have nothing bad to say about it. Not because I don't want to, but because there's really nothing bad to say about it. I think that's my summary. All right, so thank you for watching. I hope you learned a lot, and maybe this is exactly what you're looking for. If not, maybe the next tool we review will be what you need. So I'll see you in the next video. Please hit that subscribe button, and we'll keep churning out good content. Thanks.